This is Dan with Birdines, and this time we have the UN Torpilleur Military from Ulysse Nardin. This reference, 1183-320 LE/60, has a beautiful eggshell white enamel dial with tan Arabic numerals. You can barely see the tan, but it's there. As well as an in-house UN caliber 118 movement and a 60-hour power reserve. Plus it's got a really robust dark tan or dark brown really strap and a tang type buckle that's kind of got this steel sand blasted tang type buckle, as well as a case. You know, this watch is going to have a limited run of 300, and like all Ulysse Nardins, you got this nice little case on it, or this nice little plate on it that shows where in the run it is. So right now this is number 19 of 300, so you'll see exactly which watch that you have within the run with this watch. This one actually has a sister version of it that we'll talk a little bit later, but this is the eggshell white version. So this there is a sister version of this watch, like I said, one that actually has a black and orange dial with a black strap and dull orange contrasting stitching. That version of the watch kind of harkens back to the original Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean, if you remember that watch. It's kind of like a toned down version of that orange and black color scheme. If you remember when that watch first came out back in the middle of the last decade, it was really kind of the hottest thing in the $3,000 to $5,000 price range. And I think history may repeat itself with these Torpilleur militaries. So I want to kind of talk or point out the strap here, and just because like this is really how you do a factory strap. See how thick it is and robust it is. I mean, this is how you do it. You know, one of the videos that I just made, I kind of bagged on a Grand Seiko a little bit just because of the strap quality. This thing, you see how thick and robust it is. It's gonna be in there for the duration. You know, leather straps. I mean, they're kind of subjected to a lot, not just because you're kind of bending them, and especially with a tang type buckle, you're kind of ripping into it, just as you're always tightening in it as your weight changes. You know, you're finding a different hole for it, that kind of thing. You're going to kind of subject these things to a lot over the years. Your sweat, that kind of stuff. These things should be really robust, especially when you're dealing with a price range in the thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. This thing is how you do it. And a lot of these watch companies should take note on how Ulysse Nardin has done it, or especially like Breitling does it. You know, even some of the Santoni straps from IWC doesn't quite do it quite as well, or doesn't quite have it quite as thick and robust as this thing is. It's really quite a beautiful looking strap with a contrasting stitching, plus it's truly robust, really cool looking. I like this strap a lot, so I don't mean to gush, but this is really spectacular looking strap that looks like it can last you for years and really stand up to the abuse. Anyway, the case actually has a really cool sandblasted eggshell texture to it as well. So I think this is kind of coming out in the camera here. So it's got this nice texture to it that kind of sets it apart from the other Torpilleurs that are out. So this watch actually is kind of near and dear to my heart, just because I actually own one. So this is my watch. It's the blue version of it, and you see that it's got a polished case. Very different. from the new military version of it. Very, very different. So you won't be accused of having the same watch as another Torpilleur out there. So even if you already have a Torpilleur, it's definitely not going to be this. You're not going to be accused of having the same one. Or even if you do, maybe might be a good watch to have as a set. I know those of us in the watch collecting community, you might be talking yourself out of getting one of these military versions of it, or trading one in for another one. But given the fact that it is so kind of different, this might be a really good addition to your collection, just because this case is so much different. The fact that they went away from some of the design cues of the original version with the polished case to the sandblasted case, as well as the strap is very different. So you can see from my watch's strap is very kind of skinny, with the stitching kind of makes it smaller on the sides, whereas this guy is robust, as well as with the deployant buckle on the original version compared to the tang type buckle on the military version, kind of making it a much more like a throwback version of this military watch. So the thing is about this Torpilleur Military, it is just essentially a three-handed timepiece. So there's an hour hand, naturally, a minute hand, and then just a small seconds hands. It is, again, separated from the original version, because on this version there's a date wheel, then there's also power reserve, which, thanks to this watch, it's really become one of my favorite complications on watches, just because this movement, the 118 has got a great amount of power to it. This guy goes up to like 60 hours worth of a power reserve, and in order to get the full power on either of these watches, or frankly this guy too, it takes 50 plus winds. And I don't know about you guys out there, but before this watch, I never ever wound any watch really over 30 times, just because I was really afraid to, because I thought I was going to break the thing. With this movement, you have to even fill it up. So with power, we fill up the mainspring with power. So with this watch, because it doesn't have a power reserve on it, you would never know that. So I know what the look they're trying to go for with this particular watch, but perhaps just because of the way the movement is, maybe that might have been a miscue with the design of this watch. I know they're trying to go for a specific look, but this watch, just given the way the movement is, we might get a few more of these guys in for service, given the fact that this watch requires so many winds over the time period when you're owning this. So along that same lines, because this is a throwback watch, I don't really mind the lack of a date wheel. But again, the lack of a power reserve, just because this movement is so much different than others out there, I don't really mind. That's one that might have been a miscue. Also, this watch as well, my watch actually has a display back, as you can see. This version of the Torpilleur does not. It's got this really beautifully detailed mural on the back of a Torpilleur ship. So you can kind of see it here. It's really beautiful. It kind of reminds, it's kind of like the Seamaster, was that like a seahorse or whatever the heck it is, on the back of Omega Seamasters, there's a lot of other watch brands that kind of follow this suit, where they kind of have these great like murals on the back of their watches. For me, personally, I like display backs. You know, my first nice watch had a display back, and if you get up into the thousands of dollars for your watches, I like kind of seeing the mainspring kind of dance, going back and forth, and you know, seeing the all the parts move. It kind of makes the ownership experience much more worthwhile, to know that everything is working for you. But again, I know what the design direction was. It is a limited edition of 300, or a limited run of 300 with this watch. But again, these are one of the things with a more expensive watch. You feel like you kind of need some extra things, and one of the extra things you need kind of in general with nice watches is you kind of want to see what's going on the inside of the case. But I get, again, why they went with this. This is supposed to be almost like your grandfather's watch when he was going to go into battle in World War II or something like that. Just given the fact that it's got like this antique-y white eggshell front with the our dial, hello, with the dark brown strap. You know, it looks like it go well with, you know, jeans, t-shirt, and a bomber jacket of all things. You know, it's not meant to have some of the modern design cues that we have today with the modern Torpilleur. So I think I get the design cues that it does have. That said, I kind of wish they would have this. They would take some of the design cues that they have for this watch and put them with the modern Torpilleur, so that way this could serve as your one and only watch. Instead, I think this could be a perfect addition if you already own a Torpilleur, exactly as I do. So if you've got a Torpilleur, maybe if you don't have any sort of Ulysse Nardins, if this served as your very first Ulysse Nardin, I think this would also be a great addition, just because its styling is so unique. It does have an enamel dial. It's got an in-house movement. The in-house movement itself powers it for 60 hours. As I said, my ownership experience with its kind of sister watch is a good 9 months long, and it's really a great watch. So I will tell you, if you do pick one of these up, it's a really nice watch to have. And so if you like the styling, you're gonna like the watch. Do I agree with absolutely everything that they've done with the watch? Maybe not. But I am a watch nerd, and like all watch nerds, we're all opinionated, aren't we? But that's because we love watches. So, this is Dan with Birdings, signing off.